Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through advanced socket system calls. So basically, we discussed previously about elementary socket system calls, right? So by adding some kind of small features for them, these advanced came into play. So in additional to elementary socket, Unix provides the following advanced sockets also. Okay, so the first type is nothing but read V and write V. Okay, so from the name itself, you can say it is nothing but reading and writing, right? But with an extra feature. So the extra feature is that you can read and write at some random places also. That is the main reason why these came into play. Like if you want to collect data from 2 3 places, how can you collect using readv? If you want to write at 2 3 places at once, you can use writev. So these are the variations of a standard read and write system calls, and are called scattered read, from different places read, and gathered write at single place, and it will affect in all the places. Okay, so these system calls are used to read into and write from the buffers that are non-contiguous. So basically they are not one after the other, they might be at different locations. So that is the reason why we are calling it as scattered read and gathered write. Okay, so similarly the files or the commands which you are using here, they are present in types.h and union.h, guys. Okay. So I hope everyone will be going through the syntax as usual. I don't have any experience in this programming, guys, in sockets, so that's the reason why I'm just skipping the syntaxes, so that you can just observe them and you can learn. Okay, similarly we are having a send message and receive message, guys. So the same purpose we'll be using as to read the data and to write the data. Okay, sorry, to write messages, not data. Okay, so these are the most general system calls used to read and write purposes. Okay, so again these two are also in the same header files, that is nothing but types and socket. So basically there are around 5 to 10 header files for the whole socket programming, guys, and everything is inside sys only. Okay, so if you import them all will be covered. Okay, so the syntaxes as usual, they are written here, you can go through them. Similarly, get peer name. So from the name itself, you can say you are getting your side name or someone's name, okay, of your neighbor, you can say. So the function determines the foreign protocol address associated with the socket. So the address includes the foreign IP and the port number. Okay, so similarly it is also in the same place. Okay, so now let us go through the next, that is nothing but get socket. Okay, so the function determines the local protocol address associated with the socket. So whatever local protocol is there, that is nothing but what is the local IP address which it is using, that will be get printed. Okay, similarly get socket optional and select socket optional. Okay, so it is a reserved, guys, it is for reserved. I didn't find that much theory about this. The only sentence that I found was it is reserved basically for sockets only. Okay, similarly shutdown. Okay, so if you check among all, you will be observing the major advantage here only, in shutdown only. So the shutdown functionality was introduced in order to overcome the limitations of close. So basically in our last lecture we discussed about close, right? So close is having some kind of disadvantages. To overcome those disadvantages, we came up with this shutdown. So the first disadvantage is that close function when invoked complete terminates the connection, and there will be no further data transfer. Okay, so assume that there are two, client and server, who are transferring the data. Suddenly the client or the host one, you can say host one, host two will be better. The host one thought that I want to go somewhere, and he disconnected the call, but host 2 is still sending the data. This could be an issue, right? So these kind of data transfers, everything will be lost, right? So after disconnection, so that is the reason why close is an issue. Whereas in shutdown function, it is a two-way method, like both of the parties should accept it. On the other hand, allows one side to terminate the connection while the other side might continue with the data transfer. So basically if one guy is disconnected, he cannot send the data, but he can receive the data. So that is the logic which is applied in shutdown, guys. Okay, similarly one more disadvantage in close is that close functions work by determining the reference count. So basically assume that there is a count for it, which will be decrementing whenever you are trying to close it, guys. So at an exact value of 0 only it will close. If it is previously 3, now it became 2, it will not close. If it became 1, it will not close. If it became 0, then it will close. So this is a drawback, right? So whenever you are closing, it should close, but it is not closing, right? Yes. So to overcome this shutdown, will be using fin, guys. I hope everyone knows what is a fin, right? So we discussed about this to decline or to disconnect a network, will be using this fin protocol, guys. Okay. So in this way the shutdown works, guys. So that is the reason why the shutdown is most used than close. Okay. So I hope everyone got some basic idea about the advanced socket system calls, right? Okay. So in the next lecture, we will be going through some reserved ports, guys. Okay. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.